A lot to be proud of, and it all happened so fast, like it's hard to appreciate in the moment.
That is Iowa native and Indiana Fever star, and now Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year, Caitlin Clark, looking back at a whirlwind year.
Caitlin Clark just broke the internet, but not for the reason you might think. In a move that left the basketball world stunned, this 22-year-old phenom swept up awards like candy, leaving some WNBA stars green with envy.
I see are the bees that are being dramatic about Caitlin Clark. That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
From Time's Athlete of the Year to Forbes' 100 Most Powerful Women, Clark's trophy case is bursting at the seams. But while many are cheering, others are throwing shade. You won't believe who's leading the jealousy parade, and what they're doing will downright stun you.
Time magazine recognizes the monster impact Clark had on basketball, saying good luck naming another athlete who altered the trajectory of their entire team sport within 5 months on the job.
Caitlin Clark just took the basketball world by storm. She swept up awards like they were going out of style. Time's Athlete of the Year? Check. Forbes' 100 Most Influential Women? You bet. Forbes 30 Under 30? Of course. And to top it all off, she's nominated for BBC Sportsperson of the Year. But why all this recognition for a 22-year-old rookie?
I first want to start with Time Magazine, Ari, and I think this is maybe the least surprising announcement of the year, that the Athlete of the Year for Time Magazine is Caitlin Clark.
Picture this. A young woman steps onto the court, and suddenly, the whole world watches. That's Caitlin Clark for you. She's not just breaking records, she's shattering them. 62 in the WNBA, to be exact. These aren't just good numbers. They're legendary.
There's only one that can do what Caitlin Clark did. Bring all those eyes. For pure basketball purists, there's nobody like her. Now, culturally, we can make an argument, but like on the court, what she did, and I don't know if you saw, Indiana Fever yesterday posted this clip of Caitlin, and the caption was just her accolades, and it took 5 minutes to read, and I'm like, girl, do you want to chill at all? She doesn't know.
Zero. And listen, I think this is probably the easiest decision to make, right?
But Clark's impact goes beyond the stat sheet. She's changing the game in ways no one expected. Remember when people said women's basketball wasn't exciting? Clark made them eat their words. She's got a playing style that's all her own, making every game must-see TV. In her own words, I've been able to captivate so many people that have never watched women's sports, let alone women's basketball, and turn them into fans.
We've never, ever seen somebody in this way capture an audience, capture a new audience, and be able to absolutely attribute real numbers and statistics to their popularity, right? Like 19 million people watching, and certainly watching the national championship.
What makes Clark different from other rookies? It's not just her skill, it's her ability to make everyone around her better. And that's got people wondering, what's next for this basketball sensation? Remember when WNBA games struggled to fill seats? Those days are gone. For years, the WNBA faced challenges with attendance and viewership. People were skeptical. They'd ask, can one player really change things? Well, Clark just answered that question with a resounding yes.
We talk about ceilings a lot, but she created a new floor. So now we're going to look back. Even if it doesn't hit the numbers that it hit this season, the expectation is much higher. The interest is generally much higher. The investment is much higher.
Let's break down the numbers. Since Clark joined the league, attendance has skyrocketed. TV ratings, through the roof, merchandise sales, flying off the shelves. And it's not just about Clark. Her popularity is lifting other players and teams too. Suddenly, everyone wants a piece of the WNBA action. More fans, more coverage, more opportunities for players. According to expert analysis, Clark is responsible for a whopping 26.5% of WNBA revenue. That's not just impressive, it's game-changing. And she's receiving overwhelming support. From teammates to rivals, everyone's taking notice of what Clark's doing for the sport. But not everyone's cheering. Some are feeling the heat of Clark's spotlight, and their reactions, well, that's a whole other story.
We're bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away at points.
You'd think being a superstar would isolate Caitlin Clark from her peers. Instead, it's sparked a movement. From teammates to former rivals, everyone's rallying behind her. What's fueling this surge of solidarity in the WNBA? Let's start with Clark's Indiana Fever teammates. They're not just supporting her, They're celebrating her. Lexi Hull couldn't contain her excitement, gushing about Clark's impact on the game. Aaliyah Boston, another rising star, has been right there beside Clark, cheering her on every step of the way. Even veteran player Temi Fagbenle has shown nothing but love for the young superstar, all of them showing their love for Caitlin's recent accomplishments. But the support doesn't stop at team boundaries. Clark's best friend, Kate Martin, has been her rock through this whirlwind of success. Close friends Cameron Brink and Sabrina Ionescu have been vocal about their admiration for Clark's achievements. Gabby Marshall and Jade Jones, girlfriend of NBA star Tyrese Halliburton, have even encouraged her to consider modeling. Perhaps the most surprising show of support came from an unexpected source. Kim Mulkey, Angel Reese's former coach, put aside any lingering rivalry to praise Clark. It's a testament to Clark's ability to unite the basketball world.
I can describe it firsthand, having played her 2 years in a row in the playoffs. She's a generational talent. She's a young lady that you just can't take your eyes off of when you watch her play. And I know all of Iowa is proud of her, as they should be. And when we played her in the playoffs this year, I said, thank goodness I don't have to see you anymore. And that's about as high a compliment as I could pay a young lady.
This outpouring of support isn't just about Clark's on-court skills. It's about what she represents for women's basketball. Her teammates and peers recognize that her success is lifting the entire sport. They see the packed arenas, the skyrocketing TV ratings, and the surge in merchandise sales. Clark isn't just winning games, she's winning hearts and changing the game's landscape. The solidarity around Clark is reshaping the WNBA's culture. It's creating a more supportive environment where players celebrate each other's successes. This shift could have long-lasting effects on the league's popularity and the opportunities available to women in sports.
The amount of people that have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is, or have their shoe. Just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity here and there.
But as with any rise to stardom, not everyone's joining the celebration. While Clark's basking in the glow of widespread support, some corners of the WNBA are casting shadows. The question is, who's feeling left in the dark by Clark's spotlight? And how far will they go to steal back some of that shine? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
Wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that. How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
In the world of pro sports, success often breeds resentment. While Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise has fans and many players cheering, a few WNBA veterans aren't joining the party. Let's dive into the unexpected backlash that's causing quite a stir. Remember all that love we just talked about? Well, it turns out not everyone's feeling so warm and fuzzy. Some established WNBA stars are throwing shade, and you won't believe how far they're going to reclaim the spotlight. Let's start with A'ja Wilson. She's a superstar in her own right, but her comments in Time magazine raised more than a few eyebrows. Wilson said,
A'ja Wilson is her name, quote, "It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is."
But wait, there's more. When the unrivaled league came knocking for Clark to join, sources close to Wilson shared that she was offered more money than Clark, and she turned it down. But here's the thing. Nobody even asked her about it. She made sure to leak that info less than 24 hours after Clark declined to join. Talk about trying to steal someone's thunder.
A'ja Wilson is the queen of the delusion. She's absolutely the queen of the delusion.
But Wilson's not the only one feeling the heat. Enter Angel Reese, another rising star who's apparently not content to let Clark have all the attention. Word on the street is that Reese's virtual speaking fee suddenly matched Clark's rumored $100,000 price tag. Coincidence? We think not. It's like watching a high-stakes game of anything you can do, I can do too.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
With all this drama swirling around, you've got to wonder, how is Clark handling the pressure and criticism? She's got the weight of the league on her shoulders, and now she's dealing with some serious side-eye from adults acting as high schoolers. But if her on-court performance is anything to go by, Clark's not letting the haters get to her. Just when you thought things couldn't get more heated, enter Sheryl Swoopes. The WNBA legend decided to throw her hat into the ring with a controversial reaction to Clark's Time Athlete of the Year award. Swoopes publicly questioned the criteria for the award, basically saying, "What's the big deal?" Talk about a slam dunk of disapproval.
Sheryl, I'll start with you. What's your reaction to Caitlin Clark winning Time Magazine Athlete of the Year?
I don't think I'm surprised. I'm curious to know who the other candidates were.
It's like watching a real-life sports drama unfold. On one side, you've got Clark, breaking records and changing the game. On the other, you've got, for the lack of a better term, WNBA divas feeling threatened, trying everything from matching fees to public putdowns. It's a clash of titans, and the basketball world can't look away.
Put Asia Wilson in there.
That was just basketball.
So that's what I'm saying. Was it just the performance on the court, or
It's global. It's like, I think it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
But here's the thing. Despite all the drama, despite the jealousy and the backhanded comments, Clark's focus remains laser sharp on the game. She's not getting caught up in the off-court antics. Instead, she's letting her game speak for itself. And boy, is it speaking volumes. As we head into the next chapter of this unfolding story, one thing's clear. The WNBA's never seen anything quite like Caitlin Clark. She's not just changing the game on the court, she's shaking up the entire league dynamic. And whether her fellow players like it or not, they're all along for the ride.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
The WNBA is at a crossroads, and Caitlin Clark stands at its center. But here's what most people don't realize. Clark's true power isn't just in her jump shot or her record-breaking performances. It's in something far more revolutionary, and it's making waves far beyond the basketball court. Clark's impact on women's basketball is set to be a game-changer for years to come. She's not just racking up points, she's reshaping the entire landscape of the sport. But here's the challenge. How does she balance her own stardom with the growth of her team and the entire league?
And one of the things that Caitlin once again pushed forward is saying, look, I know that my star power has come with a lot of benefits in such a short amount of time, specifically her rookie season, but I also don't want to negate the fact that there was a lot of work done for me to even get to this point, for the league to get to this point, and I'm just excited to be part of the crew that's going to help just continue to grow and move this league forward.
Well, Clark's got a plan, and it's all about lifting others up. This focus on elevating others is changing the game off the court too. Women's sports marketing is undergoing a major shift, and Clark is right at the forefront. Her inclusion in Forbes' 30 Under 30 list and being named one of the world's 100 most powerful women isn't just a personal win. It's a victory for all women in sports. Clark is the first female basketball player to make it onto that prestigious Forbes list. That's huge for attracting sponsorships and investment in women's sports across the board. So what's next for Clark and the WNBA? The excitement is building to a fever pitch for the 2025 season. Mark your calendars for May 17th, 2025. That's when Clark's Indiana Fever will face off against Angel Reese's Chicago Sky in the season opener. It's set to be a sellout, with all eyes on Clark as she continues to redefine what's possible in women's basketball.
Such an incredible moment on a global scale for our game, for our players.
It's like the fans are absolutely incredible. It's the same when we go on the road. Like there's so many people that are showing up in fever gear. It's really affecting, teams all across our league, which is a really great thing. And, really, I think we're just scratching the surface.
But Clark's vision goes beyond just one season or even her own career. She's thinking big, really big. In her own words, personally, I'm just scratching the surface of what I can do, and hopefully how I can change the world and impact people. This isn't just about breaking records or winning games. It's about creating a future where women's basketball rivals the NBA in popularity and marketability. As we look to the future, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing the game. She's rewriting the entire playbook for women's sports. The real victory? A future where every young athlete can dream big. And as the new WNBA season approaches, all eyes are on Clark. and the league she's helped transform.
So many records she broke, not only in college, not only her rookie season. So much has been accomplished for the Indiana Fever. They broke the WNBA home attendance for a single franchise. I mean, I believe the Mystics and the Fever game was the most viewed WNBA game ever in history, single game attendance. So just so many things have happened in such a short amount of time on the back of Caitlin Clark. But I love the fact that she's also given credit where credit is due, because as we know, that was a big conversation when she entered the league. And she said, look, there's enough love to go around. And if you're not a fan of Caitlin Clark, I don't see how you read this article and don't become one.
Caitlin Clark's impact on women's basketball is undeniable. Her exceptional performance has captivated fans and elevated the sport to new heights. Clark's influence extends beyond her individual achievements, setting a new standard for future generations of athletes. With the WNBA season approaching, the excitement surrounding Clark's professional debut is palpable. Her presence has already sparked increased interest in the league, attracting new fans and media attention. This upcoming season promises to be a turning point for women's basketball, with Clark at the forefront of this transformation. The anticipation for Clark's WNBA career speaks to the broader implications of her success. As she matures in the professional level, she carries with her the hopes and dreams of aspiring young players. Clark's journey serves as a powerful reminder of the potential for growth and excellence in women's sports, leaving us eager to witness the next chapter in her remarkable story. Are you excited? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.